Hello and welcome to May the 5th, where we're reading 1 Samuel 15 and 16. Now, these chapters address Saul's kingship as he continues down his path of faithfulness. Saul rejects God, so God rejects Saul, and ultimately God picks his next king, the better king, David. That's what happens in these chapters today. If you're interested in more details on that, there's always the written page, or join me as we continue on and talk about a little bit of detail in each of these chapters. In 1 Samuel 15, Samuel gives Saul a job. God says, Saul, go and eliminate this specific evil people, the Amalekites. In this instance, they had done a bunch of evil things against Israel in the past, and God decided it was time for justice to be done to them. And so he sends Saul to go and destroy them, completely. But Saul doesn't destroy them completely. Saul leaves the king alive, and he leaves all the animals and stuff alive. That's disobedient. Why did he do that? Well, he says he got peer pressured by the people. And well, he says he was following the traditions of the land. And he says that he was bringing the animals for sacrifices. And he makes all these excuses, and he doesn't follow through. And so Samuel ends up having to kill the evil king. Samuel ends up finishing Saul's work for him. But because of Saul's rejection of God, a double rejection, we saw him reject God in chapter 13. We see him reject God here. So God rejects Saul. There is no longer God with Saul. He's no longer going to be with him. He's no longer going to help him out. His spirit's moving on to somebody else. And that's what we find in chapter 16 as Samuel is sent to a city named Bethlehem. You might be familiar with that from a city that Jesus shows up in a later part of the Bible. Samuel shows up to this sacrifice to offer a sacrifice. Really, it's to meet Jesse's family. Jesse has a bunch of sons. David is the youngest one of them, and God says that guy's the important one. It's not the physical height, the physical beauty. It's not the impressive physique that David has. Something about him is different, and God says that's going to make a good king. And so he anoints the shepherd boy, into a king, and David ends up being very, very instrumental as we go forward through this week. So thanks for listening. Hopefully that's helpful as a summary. There's always more notes on the written page, and if not, I'll see you tomorrow, May the 6th, where we're reading 1 Samuel 17 and 18.